Hey carnivores, it is day 65 of the Carnivore Diet, and tonight for dinner, look at the size of these crab legs. So yeah, after I ended the video yesterday, I did end up actually finishing our bison. Not bison, our elk. The size of these things. Anyway, I know, don't play with your food. But yeah. So we ended up finishing the elk last night. I said after I finished the video, look at that, a nice piece of meat. I got my lemon butter. That was good. But anyway, so after I finished the video, I was like sitting here. And I'm like, I only have a little bit left. And I'm like, do I really want to carry it into the next day? Like, it's been sitting around long enough. You know, we had it since the weekend. And one of the biggest things I hate with anything that I cook, especially smoked food, is it just lingers and lingers and lingers and lingers and lingers and lingers. And you just, after a while, you just get so tired of it. Just can't do it anymore. So it was time to finish it. You want to move on. You know, if you want something else for dinner, you gotta move on. You can't keep playing with the same things. That lemon butter is perfect too because it's not too lemony. Sometimes I make lemon butter and it's so lemony it's like hard to drink it. Not drink it, but consume anything with it. Oh, that is so good. So, planning tomorrow's dinner. I want to make something very Halloweeny. But other than making something Halloweeny, it is so hard. It is so freaking hard to sometimes shop online for food when you're on the carnivore diet. Basically, it's the stuff that's out there. I was looking at certain cheeses, and you guys, you really got to be careful what's out there. There's a lot of fake shit out there, and what I mean by that is there's a lot of companies out there that'll claim they're organic, all natural flavoring. No, not flavoring, but all natural. No preservatives, no chemicals. I mean, they'll name a whole bunch of them. There's no HRGBATA in it. And you Google it, and the problem with them saying that chemical is not in it, there is no scientific testing that is done to prove that it's not in it. So that makes you wonder if they're just putting that on the packaging to make you buy it because you're going to be like, oh, this is safe. I can have it. It's not going to kill me. So my rule of thumb is that any company that claims that a specific chemical is not in their food, it's most likely in it. So I don't even trust them. I don't even go down the road of buying the stuff. I just don't trust them. I have trust issues. But then my trust issues aren't issues when stuff comes out. Stuff's proven that they're lying. And all companies lie. It's nothing just special with certain companies. All companies lie. They're all out there to make a buck. Unfortunately, they don't give a fuck. So that you gotta watch out for. That's one. The other one is the companies that claim they're organic, or not even the companies, but the product that they're selling. So I was looking, like I said, so back to the cheeses. So one of the things I was looking at was this one cheese, and it right away says 100% organic, yada yada yada. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I grabbed that, put it in my shopping cart, and I go, wait a minute, let me double check something here. I didn't look at the ingredients. Oh, what a change that was. So I look at the ingredients, and there's a bunch of weird names and stuff. I Google one. One of them is for the production of yeast, for cheese. It's a culture and stuff that you use with yeast. One of them was a coloring, and I Googled, hey, hey, is this safe for me to consume? And the description on it is yes, because it comes from a natural plant. And the reflection of it makes me look like I'm covered in crab. But anywho, so I Google it, and then the one of them, like I said, that's a coloring, comes from like carrots and stuff, so that's fine. So I'm like, okay, so far so good, I can bypass it. And then there was something on there, I forgot the name of it offhand, and I Googled it, and then it tells me what it is, and then of course I asked, is it safe for human consumption? Well, not really. It has the same properties of laxative. What? So the stuff that's in there is this basically used as an anti-caking, and what it literally states is that the side effects of consuming it is a laxative effect. Now that makes me think. I'm like, man. Yeah, now I'm dripping. Man, what if I decide to have some of it, right? And I decide to go somewhere. So now halfway down the highway, I'm going to shit my pants. That's not good. Why would you put that in there as an anti-caking? The best anti-caking item to use is use it before it cakes. Cake. Definition for cake. It's when something dries out and gets hard. That's all that caking is. You think about a cake, it gets hard, and so on and so forth. Oh, it shouldn't be hard, but that's the terminology of caking. So, if you don't want the caking effect of something, they put all these weird chemicals and stuff in it, which really just fucks everything up. There's no reason for these companies to do this, and they do it because they know the shit's going to sit on the shelf for a while. People are going to buy it. People aren't going to buy it. And then what happens is when people finally buy it, they use it like once or twice, and then it sits on the shelf and it gets hard, but then they buy it again, so you make more money. So I would say you'd kind of want the product to cake so you can make more money. But if it's caking on the store shelves, well, that's a whole other issue. So that's where their caking comes into play. That's when you realize the caking additive is not for the customer, it's for the company to ensure that their product that's sitting on the store shelf longer than it should, because either it's too expensive or people just aren't into it. They want people to buy it and they're not wasting money. Okay. So you think about it in that aspect, and you go, oh, okay, well, you know what? That makes sense. But it still doesn't. It still doesn't, because there's got to be other alternatives out there than using all these chemicals. And why would you say your product is 100% organic, pesticide and chemical free, but then yet you have a chemical in it to stop it from caking? that the side effect of it is a laxative effect. And it's an organic cheese. Now, I've never had cheese go hard on me. And if it does, it's because it's been sitting around for too long. Which is usually a rarity. When I was really big into eating cheese before this diet, I mean, I would buy the bags of cheese, and those suckers would be gone in like sometimes one night. Not all of them, but majority of them. It's just mad good, guys. Big rock lobster crabs, legs. I mean, I keep saying it. Imagine coming across this thing in the water. That would freak me the fuck out. Well, I don't know if it would freak me out if I was in the water. Yeah. You know, if I was like laying on the bottom of the ocean for some reason. You know, waiting for the Titan submarine to resurface. Is it too early to make Titan jokes? It's never too early. Thank God it wasn't a yellow submarine. And that song would have been really interesting. I'm in my yellow submarine, I'm in my yellow submarine. Got $1 billion and I have no brain. On the bottom of the ocean, drowning with my friends. See, a little too early. Oh yeah, look at that. Let's pull it out. That's fucking good. So yeah, that's kind of my bitch for today. So, you know, now, what like I was saying, is that it's kind of funny because I don't buy anything. And I know I've said this before. But I don't just blindly buy anymore. Like now, it's like everything I do is like, takes me so much longer to look shit up. Now, used to be like, oh, we need cheese? Okay. We need milk, we need eggs, we need this, we need that. Okay. Just grab whatever, put it in my shopping cart, and buy it. Well, as long as it was cheap. You know, I would look for like the cheapest stuff. Like if I was doing something, I would look for like let's say I needed chopped meat. Just for argument's sake, I do need chopped meat for what I'm making tomorrow. Like I said, tomorrow's going to be an October dinner. Halloween dinner. Anyway. Before, you know, it's like, oh, they would have like chopped meat on sale. Why is it on sale? Because it's going to expire soon. But I'm going to make it. I'm going to use it for tonight. So I'd buy it. I would buy as much of it as I could. Because it would be like dirt cheap. And this is a true story. Well, it gets to my house and I'm like, wow, this stuff's really cheap. This is Carnivore Diet. Shit shows up. I'm looking at the back of it, of the stuff, and I'm like, man, why is it so cheap? Because it's going to expire in like less than 2 days. Or 3 days. I forgot what it was. I know it was like really soon. It wasn't like less than 2 days. That's like the most stupidest thing to say out loud. But it was going to expire like in like less than a week. So I'm like, wow. So that's why it's so cheap. And I was really surprised they're selling product like that. Now, at the time, I wasn't checking anything. So I can't really say if it was good, if it was bad. But those are the kind of things we want to look out for. If you see something that's like really cheap on sale, just double check it. Do yourself a favor. That's good. Because you don't want to go down that road of getting something cheap that's bad for you. Even if like you're not on this diet, so many crazy things. And it's funny too, like, I was never this kind of a person. Ever in my life. I never was this kind of person. You know, I was the fall down drunk, you know, I was a designated drinker at every party. I would go to restaurants and bars and clubs and eat whatever the hell that was on the menu that looked good. Now I don't even go to restaurants, period. I don't trust anything. I just don't. It's actually 9 o'clock at night. It's later than I normally would eat. But being I got home late from work and just took a while to cook, I was looking for something I can kind of sort of cook quick, but I couldn't really think of it. I got home and I'm like, alright, let's do this. I started it right away. And here we are, chowing it down. So, I need a beeb. I need a beeb. This is the type of meal that's going to be done in one night because there's no leftovers here. The only thing we'll probably have for leftovers, I would say, would be is the butter. And we're going to use the butter this week, so it's not like basically, because sometimes I make butter like this and there's a lot of it and then you don't get to it all and it sits in the fridge and then it goes bad or whatnot. So the butter is going to be used this week without a doubt. No, I did not expect that one to happen. So yeah, that's also the other thing too with stuff. But man, it's like funny. It's like you know, it's like I'm on the road all day, and you know, my coworker, he eats anything and everything like I used to, and I just can't do that anymore. And it's funny too because he's like, oh, you're on the diet to lose weight. I'm like, yeah, that was the original plan. I'm like, but then once I started looking into everything and realizing how much stuff is really bad for you and how a lot of stuff's not even really food, I enjoy it because I'm a lot healthier. You know, I'm not putting these chemically altered toxins. I mean, it's funny too because I used to eat so much candy and so much junk food, and you know, it's like doctors really have to change their saying. Like they used to say, like, "Oh, candy rots your teeth." No, candy rots your body. I mean, it's like half the stuff. If you really think about it, like candy and stuff, it's half of it's not even real candy. The traditional terminology of candy is sugar cane and natural additives. So if it was like, say, blueberries, if you actually have a blueberry piece of candy, it tastes nothing like blueberries. It's all chemically altered items put together to make the item taste what you would think blueberries would taste like. Then, especially if you're a kid and you get older and you finally have a blueberry, the blueberry, natural blueberry, does not taste like blueberry candy. But nobody ever points that out. Everybody's just like, oh, this is good. Oh, that's good. Oh, you gotta have these. Oh, you gotta try that. Like, nobody ever turns around and stops and goes, wait a minute, this does not taste like real blueberries. Or turn around and say, this candy, this blueberry does not taste like blue raspberry blueberry candy. Yeah, because the candy is not even real. You know, Jell-O is a big one for that. I mean, you got to think about some of this stuff like Jell-O, for example. I mean, come on, just think of what the item is. It's an item that has mysterious flavor that tastes like something that's on the packaging. Okay. Then you add water and this weird powdery mix together. You stir it. You put it in the fridge in a bowl. And then you got this hard-ish, softest, bouncy, trampoline-y type of item that you can eat. Well, you could eat it. You really shouldn't. But you could eat it. The size of this claw. I'll chop somebody's pecker off. I'm using the claw to get the meat out of the pieces of the legs. It's actually kind of funny. Oh. I don't need a cracker. I'm using myself. I am the cracker. But yeah, like stuff like that. There's so much stuff out there that's just so bizarre. But yeah, it's just kind of funny how now it takes so much longer. And it's like, you know, originally my idea for this diet was to jump on it to lose weight, and now it's honestly to basically be healthier. I mean, not only am I healthier, but I save so much freaking money. Oh, excuse me. By not buying all that shit. That is really good. I know, I'm going to town on this crab, man. I haven't had crab in a while. I am just like, I'm starting to talk less to you guys. But, I am tired. I'm trying to eat. I don't want to go to bed right away. But, also can't stay up late. So it's a little tough. So I tried to make myself like pre-meals for like if I come home late during the week, but it's so hard to choose. Not choose. How? It's so hard to line stuff up sometimes so I can actually cook something. This came straight out of the freezer. Well, anyway, guys, I see we're hitting that 23-minute mark. I have a couple more legs to go. There's these knuckle sections here, full of meat. It's insane. Well, I'm gonna get up. You guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night. Is it Wednesday or Tuesday? I don't even know anymore. Like, subscribe, share it with your friends, your family. Go get yourself some crab legs. It tastes so much better at home. It really does. It's cheaper. You know what's in them. You know what's in the sauce. You don't have to sit there and listen to whining and complaining people and babies and crap like that. I enjoy it, man. When I'm not recording, I'm sitting here watching TV, eating my food. It's great, man. It's just it's the best way to enjoy your dinner. You know, I'm in a restaurant, I'm like rushing it, you know. I'm looking at the clock. Oh, I gotta go. I gotta get in the car. You gotta pay the bill. Then they put it in a container. We put it in the car. You head down the road. Gotta deal with traffic, accidents, idiots, drunk drivers. It's not worth it anymore. And then sometimes you get to the restaurant and you're so hungry for like one item and it's not on the menu. I mean, it's on the menu, but they don't have it. So on and so forth. I don't know, I went on a different rant. But anyway, guys, like, subscribe, share it with your friends, your family, your sister's ass, your mother's ass. I just got crab juice on me. Get some crab. Get some lobster. Get some fish. Go catch it yourself. You know, if you could. I can't even practice. I don't think I'll be able to catch a big crab or a lobster by myself, but go out fishing, man. Enjoy what we are. We are carnivores. Go hunting. Preferably not in your backyard or in the supermarket. I don't think they'll be happy if you go shooting in the supermarket. Or preferably your neighbors might not like it too much, unless you live on a big plot of land where your neighbors can't see you. Then go shooting shit. Cook it up and eat it. These crab legs, man. Freshly caught. It's the way to go. I may not have caught them, but somebody else did. And it's a very trusted seaport seafood exchange. Stuff comes right off the fishing boats. Right into the market. Stuff is put in this big frozen, like, deep freezer and shit. It's the best way to go. Best way to go. I even got crawfish too. I got crawfish. Look at this thing. I have devoured this in 26 minutes so far, and I'm still talking. And I ended the video probably like twice already. And I just don't shut up. I'm like the unshushable here. Yeah, so good. Later, everybody.